They will present to you during 15 minutes demo that the team the team 20 people are already involved in this team, and then you've got 15 minutes to ask a question about uniform, and then there will be 1 hour of debate about three topics. That we present. That's it. Okay, enjoy.
Hi everybody, I'm Donald from Burkina Faso that I live in Canada. And it's a pleasure to be working. We're talking about education. So we got 1 minute to make it. So probably it's a bit long and all messed up. We're talking like points. So we're gonna make it together. We just have the let's begin. Let's start the idea about the together. So our group, we at first we realized that education is key to fight against climate change, and that we can use education to shape more more responsible leaders that we need human beings. So we implement governments in every nation of the world to recognize that education is a process that can help achieving the common goals we are facing, and also we came up as we as a group right now here at Boy have also a responsibility to this. In other words, once we leave this place, this amazing place, we need one of us to make commitments and we will also spread to make this happen to every country of the world. I'm from Burkina Faso. Once I leave here, I go back home. I will also use this to advocate and make sure also that my leaders are opening doors to our voices and that they will take more action regarding education for family. So basically, we read all the recommendation that we made, and then later we talk about what is the word, what is about. This one, Samson.
I'm Samson and from Ethiopia. So our topic is education. So, so I'm going to point out that we are going to
With the screen, right?
yeah, that's great. So we have brought this point that we have to discuss together and then come with one idea. But before that, we have three topics that we discuss once. The first one is for understanding climate change. The second one is climate change in developing countries. And the third one is the problem that the world leaders have given to us about the climate change. It is one of the parties. Repeat the last one. The problem.
Yeah. Oh, we have to scream, right? Okay. Scream.
Oh, okay. No, this I'm trying to.
Yeah,
Is that a microphone?
yeah, but the point is, I'm sorry, it's a microphone to record for the video, but I don't think we can use it to make him sound louder.
We don't have anything like that.
No, on n'a pas cherché à avoir un micro.
Guess you just gotta talk louder.
Sorry.
You know that we don't have the right quality education. So, we don't have more of the world now. Most of the world. We don't see good and quality education. So let's start from
Yeah.
quality education. Let's start from what we have in our group. The first one is that quality education will be available for all people in the world, so that they can have a better understanding about the reasons and the effects of climate change. So, including minority groups or those facing oppression, discrimination, and special attention for the refugees. Yeah. Yes, so the refugees and the migrants. Another one is education should be action oriented. It's not it does not should be only on papers. We have seen a lot of world leaders are gathering in some summits talking about climate change but doing nothing. So it has to be action oriented. And yeah, and the other one is education should integrate holistic, caring, cultural reflections for the youth. It has to be part of the educational curricula in all the countries so that all the youths have the same and actually we can't say the same, but at least the same understanding about the effects of climate change in the world right now. Um, Quality education should be based on constructive thinking, group work skills, and collaboration. Now we are like gathering here for uh, for discussing the effects of climate change. So we need to have these kinds of events and group works every time so that all the people would be understanding about the effects of climate change. Qualification should be the goal for making empowered, aware, and active citizens with a strong sense of social and environmental responsibilities. I don't know. I don't have to call, so someone can help me. Anyone interested? Can read. Oh, okay.
Quality education should have the goal of creating empowered, aware, and active citizens with a strong sense of social and environmental responsibility.
Okay, thank you. So it's all about like most of the things are all about education and understanding, like getting a better understanding about uh, climate change. Every going to be education requires the education of climate change education on curriculum on a formal and informal basis. Informal basis is better that we have educational curricula to have this climate change and all the environmental issues to have in the curriculum in the school every time, so that when our users are growing, they will have a better understanding of what's happening in the world regarding environment and climate change. I think that would be good. So in a formal and informal basis, we might have events that are not like that might correspond to environment and climate change, but as well as like, we might have events and conferences that are not all about environment, but you can bring that issue because this is a burning issue right now in the world. So we can bring that as an informal and you can discuss that together. Um, we ask for recognition of the importance of environmentally conscious citizens. The other one is our governments must ensure that all of our current teachers and those who will become teachers in the future have sufficient knowledge. This is very important. Sufficient knowledge of climate change, sustainable development, and the environment. So, for example, in my country, Ethiopia, we don't have
strong curricula that helps us uh, to make the youth aware of what's going on climate change. But recently, there have started so many events that take place in different universities and colleges, so that the youth can understand what's going on in the world about climate change and also about environmental issues. Right now, we are facing a big disastrous time on climate, because like this time I can say the seasons are changing in Ethiopia. Most of the time we have summer we have rain on the summertime, but now it has changed. So that we are looking the effects of climate change right now in our country. So I think the government is giving more attention right now, and we are celebrating the uses based on formal and also informal ways. Quality education includes, but not restricted to, peer education, family education, community education, extracurricular and community work. I believe in this one, extracurricular and community work, because we can get and we can impact more people when we are working in the community and also as a volunteer extracurricular work, so that I like. I think sometimes it's up to you to decide what kind of education you want to peer, family, community, something to decide. But for me, it's like extracurricular and community education is much better. Um, and also education through online platforms like social medias that we use day to day. Most of the people in the world nowadays use social media, so it's easier to get in touch with those people through social medias like Facebook, Twitter, and also other like emails. Also, we can send educational materials through emails to various people we know, so that they can be aware of the existing facts about climate change. All education should make use of variety of learning techniques, including active, visual, lifestyle-based, project-based, and cultural adaptive learning. The other one, all education should make use of modern ancestral knowledge. We explicitly recognize the importance of the knowledge of indigenous communities, as well as traditional knowledge and community knowledge in creating sustainable development, climate change, and the environment. Someone can read me L. Someone who can read for me L.
Education isn't just about governments and values within formal education. People know can identify themselves as educated people as
Um, M. Anyone? Bullyism. M.
Calling for the life of death program that various approaches includes limited videos, film exhibition, areas filled with language.
N. O. Last one. Okay, thank you. So this is what we have, what we discussed earlier with our team. If you have any questions, you can come with that.
Yeah, like, the question now is like, how do we make sure that our government listens to us? Because we have very wonderful document that nothing to go to our life. We need to make sure we have tools to force them to take us to implement ideas, right? So for that, we take it supplement and to have a kind of youth um, deputy, like we are not so. For instance, have the youth and boys that in charge of making sure that our boys anything and decision that they get to make. So whether it's like what is meeting, goes there, himself, comes back, he wants to ask, he propose ideas and then report back as well. So I don't know how it's working in the country, and I think the system that we have to use the high high level of in the country. Because this week, I've moved to my country now, so time it's not like over the different. Like, we have like the work of this affair, the determination, so it's that we have our ideas and solutions uh, to go for lobby, of course, lobby, more pressure on our leaders and make sure that they actually take us seriously. And yeah, so now basically we go for debate, the month. Yeah, the questions, answers, guys, give us really comment or additional ideas or something that just okay. So,
Based on the things that we've been asking right up until then, it seems like what we're asking for is someone who practices young adult brain competency learning style thing. What we seem to be asking is for a very perfect education environment, right? So I know usually manifestos and things like you gotta reach for the stars and things like that, but like don't you think that some of the things we're asking for here are a bit unrealistic? For example, a lot of the time we in the manifesto you tend to bring up informal and formal, and you tend to ask later on in certain points that make informal sessions recognizable. Recognizes informal sessions. They need to be better instead of saying informal. Why don't we put that point that make all these informal sessions formal and make this all recognizable under one main which is education or climate change, something on songs instead of discriminating informal and formal. What I'm saying is you've already stated there, let's make informal sessions recognizable. So if you can recognize it, why don't you just make it formal or why don't you just group it all as one big sentence?
that's a good point.
It's very much great content. I love this stuff. It's full statements that have been done over and over again before in very many different ways. I think it's really interesting way what makes this statement unique and how do we make people listen to it. A little over a year ago in Japan, the World Education Sustainable Development, over there as well. There, we often a statement. I think that you say the drop in such a way that it's very personal to me, reached from the hearts of young people. And because it's from the hearts of young people, it's instruction that they read it. Personal story of all the people involved there. But I think to make this really strong, we can have this personal, young partner. See how it can have personal things in there, because that makes it your story. It makes looking something your story, not a story of an ideal world that you're fighting for, which is say very far away. Yeah, that's but I'm thinking of this time because I'm somewhere else, but I'd like to share with you this section with you guys and help drop this thing. How we can make this personal story very interesting. What it feels to you, work, the dream of everyone here. How can we get that to me in such a way that you can personal story here
Yeah, I have to especially when
You have used this thing somewhere? You have used this thing somewhere?
yeah, right? Yeah.
Or can I email something? Because maybe it's nice to show you the same material on the screen or something. Maybe that's sorry. Or I can email it to someone. Thinking UNESCO youth statement I've got it on my computer. Show it, maybe people are interested in it on the screen. So can I email it to someone on the screen? Use this thing. Maybe.
One sentence. So you have right?
Puis on peut dire le choix, donc
You can see the one sentence that you will add it to after as well.
you cliquer. Je pense que ça se trouve, je vais être là.
That's what I mean. So when we make education pretty much the same in the sense that everyone is educated as many formal, informal, whatever, but it is a common that means based on the text
Can we have one unique curriculum? Contexts are different, right? Projects are different. If you are saying to craft one possible.
The idea is if I'm comfortable with disaster, then that's going to become like key element of something that has to be integrated and to involve these concepts. So I think that's the idea.
It has to be compulsory. Right? Right? Every nation has that.
Basically, yeah, I
Right?
think that's the only way to actually achieve.
But how do you force them to do it?
Well, it's not forced of anything. We're going to need to all plan, talk about actually yelling.
Yeah, really.
And clearly I'm slowly because most of them are here missing what's going on up here. So
Maybe
Okay.
is it possible for maybe you can come a little more forward? Because to get closer, you walk there, and it will be better if the people come here, so you will speak louder and also get closer to the microphone. Not for you, but for the other guy in the world who will listen to you. I hope so. Yeah, that's the point of the video. It's supposed to be directly broadcast on YouTube, and the other guy have access to it. So.
Are they just listening? Are they listening right now?
Well, I don't know. Maybe because of the jet lag, they may be sleeping right now. They will access it later. But if they could, if they're not sleeping, they can have access to live talks. But yeah, I know it's pretty. The sound is terrible. Yeah, I guess we use microphone and our neighbors really want to, and it will just I don't know. We'll talk about that. We just organized. But
Yes. Point B.
And point B, we'll put it just
connecting to the environment to learn about it and also feel strongly enough that they will care for the environment.
Like having
Well, we were talking about how we describe what education is, and I just think it's something about that we make sure that young people in our society have access. I don't know how. It's too loud.
so you mean like
The government different lots of they instantly lose their luck and they
That's why I mean they need access to the environment.
education like
even like they have to spend this long about the environment in the environment something to study.
okay that's
I was
I'm shifting with the picture.
I was just trying to put it. I really want to include what you're saying. I'm trying to put it into one sentence that I can phrase it as young, making sure that how young people have access to the environment and the policy and to learn about it.
Young people are talking about if they want to live, want the world to go on with their lives, you have a legal right to the education that you need in order to survive. You have a legal right to talk about education. You need to know everything about wilderness and education. You need to know everything about liberty. It's your legal right because you have a right to life. What these people are paying with for your lives. So you need to tell them it's our legal right to get this education so that we can survive and have grandchildren that can survive.
I like yeah.
Okay, actually, basically, you say that when I'm finished reading this one and compared to what we wrote last year, I can say that there are not that so many innovative stuff. You can hear lots about this stuff, but every year still has the same thing. So actually, today there was such a real suggestion that was common to do, but we know that next year it's going to be interesting. Actually, the new technology or new education themselves. So actually, today I have some ideas that actually it's a lot. It's really hard to achieve. But I have some combinations, and also I can talk with some students or friends from the free school. Actually, it's a good idea or a good model of school. And again, I think we complicated. So this way we completely like approach or title, and this is for this complicated standard. Let's think about something like that. They don't have this kind of like approaches to this. They can do that's the thing I talk about, and then different approaches to make it into what you do basically with one class video is the examination and how you can have a classes and one kind of like interesting for yourself that from the primary school. So high school is a nice system in many years, but now many almost they don't really get into them from the primary school, but for some people they can get into the secondary or from the high school level. So they can get into the approach that is kind of approach. I think we can do that to get different like the experience from
make it. So propose a statement and make it now. Yeah, yeah. You can make it, right?
Maybe it's nice that I don't know, you can do that five or 10 personal stories, like 3 sentences, try and find your so like, hey, this is education, life changing for me.
Yeah.
Like very short stories, first thing you can identify. If you have like a great idea of like 10 minutes, you know, the reality, you can find and see which ones are the same and which ones are different.
What you can one write on paper what you say, what education looks like, and then compile them and make sure it's personal, right? I don't know what people get time for, right? On a piece of paper, like, oh, you have to piece of papers, what? Take a paper and write what education looks like for you. Like, for what? Look more personal. Yeah, like, yeah. Not that much.
The main aim is that we have like strict stretching that we have like really strong, very short exercise.
Some people
Yeah.
only like
I wanted that thing.
guarantee that. Everybody understand what it's about? To be five, help me, help you.
Yeah, just get like
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 5.
can also be 6 or
6 or 5.
but
Yeah, I do. Like 6 first, and then I will give one paper for you. Same of the papers.
are we like I mean yeah.
Je veux une jerrycan de café.
I mean, sure, they
Guys, 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 like 10 minutes or so. Make your personal story maximum 3 sentences. Make sure it's short and concise, so we can share those stories with each other. And as a group, one story is here. Read. If you don't remember the first short thing,
So what are we doing so far?
We have 45 minutes. Which is okay. Our experience is adventure.
Yeah.
It's what we have to be. It's what we have to be. The group. Don't be sitting like that. Right? You have to write something as education, like for you in the future.
because everyone
I know.
Presentation.
No, you don't need to listen. Tell what education looks like for you, like the Queen children, you know. You work, yeah. Together.
this is the core. What you're saying is most important. My young years, I influenced my consumer society in the world. But meeting other young people gave me know their role, their influences, they do in another part of the world. That would be like my 3-minute, 3-second story. And if you have like 5 stories, you feel like, hey, this is also about my life. Did I share
power and education.
Hey, what is she? Well confused.
It like creates some purpose.
Quelle est votre relation à l'éducation?
Knowledge about the products. Non, mais tu fais de tous les sens sur le concours, à la base.
Un enfant qui a besoin qui a des réponses à ces questions.
Moi je dis, ouais, c'est ça. Yeah, ability to, ability to commit. Capacité à s'engager. Reste à l'engagement sur l'engagé.
Les équipes, c'est que ça se fait.
Pareil, ouais.
Ouais. Non, mais le truc, c'est que si tu fais beaucoup de livres internet, les idées générales, non, c'est que j'ai une phrase, j'aime bien quand les phrases, genre, j'ai une formulation.
If you're going to change a demand from somebody,
Je sais pas si c'est le mieux. Il y a un débat. Non, c'est un débat. Je ne sais pas ce qu'il dit. Non, mais
J'ai une nouvelle des autres sujets ou pas? Vous savez si l'équipe peut suivre?
je sais pas si c'est quelqu'un qui a
Du coup, là. Ah, si elle est là.
même. Moi, je suis pas voilà.
Je fais une clope.
C'est bien de fumer, ça peut servir d'excuse.
2 more minutes. 2 more minutes.
Our experience of mental health in school is that you're right. There needs to be an element power to the council.
Get some work. The other right, the other right.
Hello guys.
How much time do we have?
Time's up.
You have to stop. Wait, you have to stop at 3.5.
At 3.5.
Yeah, so you have half an hour. Yes. Not just 1 sentence, but
What's that? Hello. I was throwing.
yeah, well, that's my handwriting.
Our experience of trying to make it's not resource.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that's sort of like each other. What if we took our class and do something like we need, yeah, like we need a system, we need something about like action. Like I want to be like we want to be down. Need an education system that education. Yeah, there we go.
When you are done, someone
Demanded education. I think it's extraordinary that, like, with I just want to use the same word we started using.
Mais c'est pour ça que j'ai décidé de regarder les plannings et je me disais, c'est cool, il y a
Collective well-being and the ultimate.
Hello. I think we need to stop because we have to go to the debate. So let's finish.
Prepares us to fight for the collective.
Are we okay?
Thumbs up. So we ask like each group to present like what they came up with. Like each other. So we start with you. How the privilege comes from you guys, please. I know how.
Can we start with another group?
Anybody who has
Alright, so I'm going to tell you the story here. Put it out here.
hello, let's all this.
Great. Okay, so here we have the countries of Malaysia, Indonesia, China, and a few other general countries. Okay? So when we're talking about education, one of the main things that has come up on and on again was basically in countries like Malaysia and Indonesia, especially, we have a lot of segregation of information. For example, like some areas in Malaysia, you don't have access to running water and proper education. And teachers want to go to the peninsulas of Indonesia and teach in a rural area where they don't have access to the countries of life. So that's one main issue we brought up, which is basically segregation of education, where not everyone has access to the same right of education, which has been brought up earlier, which was that the second thing which we had was basically that even the preschool, for example, in Bali, they have been taught the right way to do things. They've been given the proper education on how climate change works, what it is that recycling is. Like, for example, a lot of people know recycling. Yeah, okay, recycle. Let's do that. It's good for the environment. But at the end of the day, if you want to compare to those who have been given the right education, those who haven't just tend to be like, okay, recycling, that's it. I have no interest in it. I have no stake in it. I don't care about it. But if you've been given the right education, you know, like, okay, recycling, this is what happens to my bottle after I put it in this bin. This is where it goes. This is what happens to it. So there is a sense of like responsibility. There's a sense of like, okay, this is cool. Maybe I should recycle. There is something that happens from it. So basically, what the point I'm trying to say is there's a lack of right content for education curriculum. It's hard to establish like positive habits in education, like for example, setting up lights, things like that. There's a school in Japan where they don't cleaners in their school. They have to clean themselves. They have to recycle themselves, handle their food waste themselves, and this is being taught at young level. So that's what I'm trying to say. That there's a lack of right education. What right education is something that we can discuss. But yeah, it's a bit all over the place, but yeah.
Okay.
You want me to simplify that? Yeah, okay, let me just read the 2 sentences. Okay, good. It is. But just to state out the 2 sentences here. Segregation of education where not everyone has proper access, and at the same time, lack of right content for education, curriculum such as positive habits in education and setting up lights, and actually understanding why. Yes, that's right.
Next one. Ready?
Yeah. Write it properly.
Stand up.
I don't have
So, you realize that we need to send the packet to another point. So,
Okay, I can send. Yeah. I think so till Saturday. Tonight.
Maybe if you can take a picture of your notes. Yeah, maybe it's not perfect just, but if it's critical
yeah.
No, I have the idea, so I can write in a proper way and I can give it before I leave. Maybe you can write it and give the same.
Let's go. You. Go.
We made just one statement, but we tried to make it come from a personal place to go over the school. Okay? So, connect to nature and community gives me the capacity to learn about my real needs in life, to restore nature and protect.
Your phone? I can take your phone. Right?
Je sais pas où c'est.
Oh, please take it. Yeah, ask about your right? Which one, right? You right?
Mais je sais pas comment vous envoyer le planning. Le planning pour demain, je sais pas comment.
Okay, right this. Like full of this. And the last two, right? The one, the beginning. They miss that. Again.
Le système est open source modèle qui sert de combat contre le changement climatique.
What's next one? Debate.
Un groupe de travail a été lancé pour l'accueil de tous. J'ai 3 exemples.
Only you.
Oui, bonjour. Tous qui sont intéressés pour la partie du working group, la douce, la prochaine à Mac, vous êtes aussi invité à l'espace pour so everyone is invited to the resident space where everyone would like to be part of the where you get
Should I give you another paper that we can write it like down? No.
Also,
That's good. You finished already?
digital and focus on the strategic practice. And you're all invited to
Même aussi, c'est quelqu'un est censé diffuser sur Facebook et faire la. C'est censé diffuser le lien sur Facebook. Normalement, c'est censé passer par la plateforme. Le truc, c'est que la plateforme, la personne ne change la plateforme.
Mais attends, ça. C'est pas terrible. Mais je me demande si c'est ça. Si les gens bien que la qualité est vraie, je vois qu'on va améliorer, mais est-ce que ça marche? C'est vrai que c'est vraiment un truc.
C'est vrai que je fasse mon ordinateur plus en écran.
Hein? Est-ce que ça y est, quand ça reçoit comme ça? Si, de prochaine fois, il n'y a pas de réévaluation.
Est-ce qu'on ne peut pas vous prendre au moins un ordi? Il n'y a vraiment aucun ordi nulle part avec des petits HDMI pour d'autres quoi y connecter. Non, même avec un chargeur, peu importe. Est-ce que vous là-bas? Mais alors,
Franchement, ça.
qu'est-ce que c'est?
Ça va être compliqué pour un
Vous avez besoin d'écran. Vous avez un petit? Non, vous avez un petit? C'est pas grave. Chloé, il y a besoin se voit quelque part ou pas? Parce
Ouais,
que
tant qu'on n'a pas d'enfant.
une fois que c'est lancé, une fois que je l'ai lancé, je peux bouger.
Et en fait, il n'y a que là que ça fixe. Nulle part ailleurs, ça marche.
On avait un peu
Yeah, well, it's yeah, that was, but if you want to come there, come there. That's what I heard.
I will make sure that all your ideas. Yeah, I will make it inside. Because if I will give it advice, you don't put it and copy you. These guys have some smart manifesto. Yeah, sure. We use that. Yeah.
D'accord. Mais on peut l'éteindre et le rallumer sans que ça fasse 20 minutes à charger à chaque fois ou pas?
Ça met 0 temps à charger, c'est juste que c'est le projecteur, ça vaut 500 €. Et pour les personnes qui nous les prêtent, genre, dès que ça marche pas, il faut l'éteindre. Sauf si entre deux projections, si les mecs s'enchaînent, non, on n'éteint pas. Mais s'il reste au moins 5 minutes, ok.
D'accord, non,
Comme
mais
sur voiture, ça fait 2 fois que je remarque ça et ça défonce le vidéoprojecteur, il surchauffe. Et après, les ampoules, elles suivent.
Ok, ben c'est pas grave. Mais voilà, non, mais enfin, c'est juste un bouton à mettre en œuvre. Juste un bouton qu'on allume, éteint. Ce qu'il faut dire, c'est qu'il faut pas que ça charge à chaque fois. Genre,
sinon, c'est pas très compliqué, viens voir. Sinon, t'as juste la on peut le dire. Donc là, déjà, il charge. Ça, c'est-à-dire que le ventilateur, il charge pour. Voilà, voilà. Ça veut dire qu'il charge, il a besoin de refroidir le feu. Une fois qu'il arrête ça, tu peux le rallumer ou tu peux le démarrer. Et après, quand tu l'allumes, tu peux brancher à l'ordi. Tu le et après, tu peux faire. S'il y a un moindre problème, j'ai un numéro, je vais marquer dessus. Et je vais le
Yeah. Last question. Bambara. B-A-L-B-A-R-A. Why you want my last name? Oh, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, that's me. The glasses, right? So guys, we're gonna have a small debate about the burning question. You know, next year they're gonna meet it next week. I'm sorry, next week. The leaders will meet, right? Next year. So how do we make sure that we can hold them accountable for all the promises in terms of education for sustainability? So what you guys think about any action that we can take, like right after leaving here, what we can do, make sure that they will follow, they will implement, they will execute, yeah. So the floor is open. It's free.
Can I take this?
Okay.
Can I use this?
Yeah, don't worry.
You sue them. Okay.
Yeah.
You can sue them, right? You can take the idea, right? Supposed to see them. Like,
How do you want to see them?
I can win against my government. I go and join against I see them.
And start writing name, phone number.
Question everything.
Non, non, c'est dans le sens où ils arrivent dedans, si après ils doivent pas loin. Je lis la notation. Il faut des points vraiment complets, comme des sons.
That's something now everybody do. Guys, it's hard for me. Help me to help you. So, yeah. She's talking.
I don't really have a way to do this, but I feel like one way how we can hold the government accountable is to make sure that they feel like they're benefiting from whatever we are proposing.
Take notes. Take notes.
Food strike.
Yeah. To get on this one, she is like she said, basically try and make government seem like there is a reason for them, like isn't there's some sort of benefit for them. So this is something which we have done in Malaysia for a couple of years now. Because Malaysian negotiators, they seem to take charge sometimes, especially with the LMDC groups and things like that. So our negotiators actually have had highlight moments during COP. Last year, Prof. Rubial a few years ago as well. And what we have done in Malaysia, for example, is we basically highlighted these guys. We basically made them sort of not really celebrities, but celebrities in the environmental scene. Basically, like, for example, Dr. Berry. He is one of our Malaysian negotiators for the past 7 to 8 years. And he basically has taken charge of a lot of the different groups and things that are actually spoken up. And what we have done is basically to give him a boost and to give him more reason to be accountable for what he says. He's basically turned him into a bit of a celebrity later. When I'm not even kidding that Dr. Gary has his own little fan club because he's got good looks and everything like that. He's got really good air to the way he speaks and the things that he talks about is very, very straightforward and concise. So that's why we love Dr. Gary. And we've actually, this one thing which we've done is that Dr. Gary is, and all the things that he said, he's very accountable for them because of the support we give him as well. For example, he's already here in Paris and he asked us, hey, do you guys mind like going and picking up something for my wife to drink for me here in Paris and things like that. And like establishing connection to them as well, that really does help to work with them in the process. So it's not that they're saying like, hey, you said this, you said that, why are you not doing this? Instead of making them feel shouting themselves, saying you want to do this, we can work with them, whatever they have to say, we should be doing this. So that is what we from Malaysian Media Education, this is some of the things that we have done and we are working to do as well. So yeah, just sharing what we do to hold our leaders.
Wonderful. Somebody else? Somebody else? Don't be shy. No? From China? China, all the eyes are on you, you know. I'm not playing in spoken word like this, right?
I think one of the things that Chinese government afraid or want to hear about is the media. So for me, I think if they can drop the media to give them more process or to the more news or give more details towards this stuff, and then you will make the people more accountable, or government more accountable for this stuff. So I think, yeah, use the media to, yeah, it is. Yeah, because I think people have a fewer approaches to this stuff sometimes. Just focus on what is like dominated in our domestic society. So if you have the media, if you can tell them what happening outside, that would be a better way for at least the government to understand how you do it yourself. Is it effective, or how does it kind of impact on the people that in China? I think we can't use YouTube, so it's down. Facebook is down. So what we can use just the broadcast of the news from the CCTV or just our TV station. So basically, I wanted to add if they have like a sales media. I don't know if like the WeChat in China, like in China have some replacement, like methods to use like the Chinese Twitter, Chinese Facebook. If they can have more like things on that, and the government will realize. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Other questions for you.
Yes.
Non, c'est juste à discuter.
Yeah.
Non, quelle question?
Yeah, please.
One thing I think is important for holding government leaders accountable is trying to encourage young people and youth to vote and to be engaged with engaged politically. And I think that social media is one way, but also just try to find ways to encourage youth that they have that they are powerful and to stay in this world, and that it's worth listening to us and
Wonderful, guys. So we are at the end of the session. We'll make sure we.
So, thank you, everybody. If you want to meet again together to work together, there is one room available, it's number 20 on the side. So you can meet them. And yeah, and share again. Yeah, thank you very much.
Let's have a selfie. I like selfie.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
just another thing. I'm sorry. If you want to share your image to be in contact, you can as well.
Add me on Facebook, please.
Get some more friends.
Yeah, right. Because right now we're
So we're taking a selfie now?
Yes, of course.
Let's do it.
Okay. Selfie time. Yes.